which I already did a review of. You can see that video here if you haven't yet. And I mentioned this car has an RSR black eye suspension on it, coilovers. And I want to do a little comparison test since I have all three of the current RSR coilovers at my disposal, all three cars to drive here, and give you some impressions of. So I gave some impressions in my review of this car already, but I just want to do some back-to-back comparison stuff. So the first thing, this is even more soft than the stock ride, so it's more comfortable. On top of that though, the handling is so much sharper, and it just that supercharger is great as well. But it's really a really well handling car, and I mean, you just have so much more confidence. So much more confidence going around corners in something like this. You know, like I said, it's the best of both worlds. That's what I said in my review, because you have more comfort and you also have more performance, more handling. So it really is the best of both worlds. I don't know why you would ever not want this setup. It's really, really nice. And on top of that, gets rid of all of the wheel gap and just makes the car look a lot better for those of you that, you know, don't like tons of wheel gap. And so yeah, it's a great all-around streetable coilover that you can live with every day, no problem. If you can live with the stock ride, then you can live with this even better. So it's really, like I said, it's spectacular. Honestly, this is the one that I would want for my car, because I want a really comfortable ride still. I don't want to get beat up on a daily basis, and I would like, you know, more performance, but not at the sacrifice of, you know, getting beat up and having really rough rides. So I adore the way this car drives. It's really, really nice. But I'm gonna go hop in the Sports Eye car and give you some impressions of that. That's their mid-level one. Alright, so now we're in the Sports Eye, and this one is naturally aspirated, no supercharged like the other one. It's their intermediate one, and you know, the nice thing about this is it still doesn't beat you up too much. You know, it's still very, very streetable, but it's definitely a lot more aggressive. You feel bumps more, but I mean, you can just it's so flat, and it feels great. It's really an impressive coilover system. So this one, like I said, it's a little more aggressive though, but again, still very much streetable. So the one thing you notice while you're going over bumps and things like that is that, you know, this one you do feel a lot more stuff with, and it's a lot firmer for the suspension. I mean, it handles really well, but it's definitely not as comfortable as stock, not as comfortable as the black eye coilovers that RSR makes, but it still is a really nice system, and it gives you uncompromised handling. It's just a little bit sharper, and it's more communicative. You know, the black eye, it's so smooth that you know, some of the stuff that, you know, you would miss in that one, you pick up with this. And so I really like all of them. I mean, I like the comfort, but if, you know, comfort isn't something you're worried about, then these are definitely the ones to get, because they're more aggressive and you have better handling. We're in RSR's prototype race-oriented coilover. This one isn't even on the market yet, but it's one that they're developing, and it's more designed for the racetrack. It's still streetable, but it's something that they're, you know, obviously it's a little more hardcore than the Sports Eye intermediate ones that they have. All right, so first things first, this one is so much sharper. It's definitely a lot more race-oriented. I mean, you give things up, you have to sacrifice, because you can't have everything, obviously. You don't have the comfortable ride of the black eye, and, you know, with the Sports Eye, you have a nice mix. It's, you know, not super, super stiff, but it's also not gonna be, like, really comfortable either. This one, I mean, that's one over a manhole cover, and you feel everything. I mean, every little bump, it exaggerates it. It's very stiff, spring rate's much higher, and everything like that. So, I mean, it's great for the racetrack, and like I said, it is streetable, but if you're not, you know, you don't want anything super intense, then you probably want to go for the sport side, but this is spectacular. I mean, it's definitely the sharpest of the bunch, and really just, again, just transforms this car. I mean, it's a spectacular handler right out of the box, but with all these different coilover setups, especially this one, is the sharpest of them all. And man, these things handle so well. I'm so impressed with all of their products, honestly. And I'm not just saying that they're not paying me or anything. I genuinely like them all. They're all really, really good. So it just depends on what you want. You know, if you want some additional handling performance, but you want comfort, get the black eyes. If you want the sport eyes, you know, if you want some comfort still, but you want a sharper, you know, better handling, and you don't care about, you know, comfort as much. This one is if you absolutely just do not care, you don't want to compromise on anything, and you just want the absolute best performance, this is definitely the one for you. So yeah, just want to give you guys a little comparison on these three cars. Like I said, they're all spectacular, and I hope this video is helpful for those of you that are trying to decide between the three. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Take care.